FTX is coughing up, Dirty Gary Gensler's getting ticked off, and Bitcoin price action, well, she slept through it all.
What is this archaic system?
Mother's maiden name? Beebowitz?
You're telling me this guy is how things get verified.
That's my job.
I'm just saying, you shouldn't have to buy $10 worth of gum if you just want 79 cents worth of gum. Why do you get charged your money to take your money from your account? And if you're out of money, they charge you for being out of money?
What?
An overseas transfer takes 5 days?
Business days.
Why?
What are they using? A Zeppelin?
I deposit the check Monday.
But Monday was a bank holiday.
Why is this the way it is?
A bank holiday?
This system
What's a bank holiday?
makes no sense.
This makes no sense.
Who designed this system?
Ma'am?
Is this really the best we can do?
Hello?
Don't we deserve better?
Bitcoin, crypto, morning tea. Hey. Good morning, everybody. My name's pianomattyb. That is Scaramucci's. This is your morning tea. Hey. Brief glimpse of the crypto markets where the sun's shining, where the wind's blowing. All the humble opinion of this piano Zamboni. Bring in the data. The FOMO index has dropped to 64 from yesterday's 68. Bitcoin dominance is 53.6%. 24-hour volume is 63 billion. The overall market cap 2.29 trillion. Sing it with me now. Give or take 100 million. C sharp major 7th deceptive chord. Oh boy, I can't stop it. What the hell's going on here? Yes, Wednesday. I missed a day. And what happens? Nothing. The market just keeps nailing around, doing nada. I wasn't going to make a video today because Duke got sick again yesterday, and we were going to take him to the what is it called? The walk-in clinic at 8 in the a.m. But seems those little Dickens, one night's good sleep turns everything around, and he woke up a lot better. So we're not going to go to the walk-in clinic. We'll just spend the day at home again all day long. Well, we had the nanny, and nanny came over. My mom, his grandma, came over and helped out. There's nothing like being sick with your grandma around. You get a little more everything. You know what I mean? Like the meals have a little more love in them. To like they've got the health love in them. You get a little more time on the TV because nanny wants everything to be proper. So I like to attribute his recovery to his day spent with his nanny. So he'll spend the day today with me. We'll see how that goes. I have a feeling it was good though. Yesterday I got to work on a bunch of songs for the new crypto album. So I've been putting that off because I've been actually working with my buddy Grant. I said I'd never produce anybody again, but I also said I work with anyone I respect. So I have the utmost respect for Grant as a singer. If you didn't see he parachuted in and took over for Kyle last Thursday, I think, and he just blew it out of the park. Like it's a tough gig to come into, and he came in and just sang the SHIT out of songs. It was quite amazing. And I think some people take it for granted because they don't fully understand that that's live male singing. And you don't see it anywhere. I know I say this all the time, but I have to remind people that live singing is a lost art because you make a mistake, it's forever. And we do make mistakes all the time. It's part of the fun. We sing, we're pitchy, we're off time, we forget the words, we forget the chords. It's part of the excitement of the live piano bar, but he did a really good job. And so I've been about to lose 62K. Yeah, Jesus, we'll have to take a look at the charts in 1 second. Scotty Mo, can't wait for the new album. Yeah, I can't wait to put it out either. It's been a long time. I've been, what is it called? Procrastinating. Because I need the time to do it. When I did the children's album, I gave myself every Monday to do it, write a song, record it, get it started, what have you. And I've been having trouble setting the days straight. Because I also like to play squash in the morning, and Duke comes home at 3, and if I don't get to do squash, I don't get the exercise. And I feel as you get older, if you don't exercise, you don't do anything. So to me, the most important aspect of my day is to somehow get the exercise in, because it tells your cells, hey, we're still in this. We got shit to do. Keep on working. I feel when you stop the exercise, the cells look at each other and go, well, I guess we're done. We'll take the check, please. And they're out. And then things start to go. Not that things don't start to go as you get older anyway with a lot of exercise, but it's important the exercise keeps those health demons at bay, is my theory anyways. Wicked's important for the sexy thumbnails too. Yeah, I got to work on some thumbnails yesterday. So it's funny because you'd be amazed at how many thumbnails I make for almost generic stock thumbnails. Like I'll make some that I can use for up or down days that I sit there. And then when I do the video, the narrative changes. So I try to fit the narrative a bit. So today's thumbnail was just, kind of a gag thumbnail, but I got a bunch of those coming. So we'll see how they go. They're fun to make. And, although they do get some hate too. People are hating some of the thumbnails. I can't imagine why anyone would hate anything. Especially when someone puts the work into it. But hey, we're in the YouTube sphere. People have their opinions, don't they? 4-hour noisy little so-and-so. Let's get rid of that target. So, is it a big surprise that we've come down to, oh, you're not there. I'll use the arrow. There we go. Is it a big surprise that we've come down to our channel of eternal monotony's support? No. No. Because this is what we do in a ranging channel of eternal monotony. Look at this. The unfortunate part is that when let's move this down a bit so you can see the tis up. Maybe we'll go to here. Yeah. So when we see that where the green fire is, that is really the top of the channel. Now we've split it into two. We've got the lower east, lower west side, the upper east side. So even if we get up here, which is, 66-ish, 66K, we'll be very happy when it's at 66K. Mind you, we're still in the greater area of the upper east side. We need to get all the way up here to get out of this range. Now, unpopular opinion, 61.9, lost 62. What is that? Is that 73 up there? No, it's 71. 71 to hit the support of the upper range in the 4-hour so-and-so. Salt and the Salt, 90 watching, should be 90 likes. I agree. I also wonder why people hate some of the thumbnails, but that's another thing. Thank you, Salt and Salt. Hit those likes, get them up to 100. Let's see. So yeah, in the big scheme of things, can we range here forever? Unfortunately, I think we possibly can. I saw an interesting video. I think it was Altcoin Daily. Yeah, it was Altcoin Daily's video. It was one of the TardFi analysts saying, well, after the halving and after the ETFs, what's really pumping Bitcoin? And I think when they're new to Bitcoin, they think like a TardFi finance person. Well, there's got to be some sort of fundamental. The real fundamentals is the supply shock and the halving, but the halving takes a while. It just doesn't have, and we go straight to the moon. We did this last time. We sat in the weeds for probably 2 or 3 months. So be prepared. Get your knitting needles out. Start imagining what kind of mittens you're going to knit for your kids, because we're going to have to sit on our hands for a bit, and that's okay. It's the summer. It's a time to go out. It's a time to enjoy the outside as much as you can. My interesting take on this summer with the carnivore diet is that I'm fairly fair-skinned, as you might have noticed. And so I've always stayed out of the sun because it zaps me, takes my energy away. I know some people go to the sun and they love it and they feel invigorated. If I go out in the sun, I got to go come and take a nap. Like if I was like a Street Fighter character, me just sitting there in the sun, you would see my energy just go down. And so I would have to come in and take a nap. That's why I never really like going outside that much in the summer when it's hot. But with this carnivore diet, there are some people that claim the sun doesn't affect them anymore. So I'm going to be interested in seeing if that really works, because I'll let you know. I'll let you know either way, because I think that's an interesting thing. One of the reasons I think some of the pseudoscience behind it is that you are actually efficient with your nutrients, and the skin will affect you if you're weak, right? So if you don't have all the nutrients in your body circulating, the sun has a bigger impact. So that's the working theory anyway, but who knows? They didn't tell me that I would smell people's breath like a werewolf. And that's one of the things I didn't bargain for. Kuzakan, bump it. Most Canadians are scared of the dark, yet you avoid the sun. Interesting. Are they a lot of crazy stuff going on in Canada too, with this some sort of retroactive hate speech bill? To me, I think it's so insane that it's one of those, we'll put it out here in its insanity and we'll dial it back to somewhat insane, and that's the one we'll keep. This is what they do, right? They put in this unbelievably horrid bill, and then they just dial it back, and then the Gen Pop feels like they've made a concession or a compromise, and then they put a bill which is still insanely tyrannical no matter where they pull it back. So that being said, once that's in, I'll be for sure going to jail, and so will everyone. That's just the way it is in Canada. If you've ever said anything, and I've made videos, I have videos out there criticizing Castro's son, Justin Trudeau, the Simp and Cuck Trust Fund baby. Oh, there we go. To jail again. Wick, don't ever come to Pensacola. Sun in high abundance. Well, that's the thing, Wick. I'm hoping I can get over that, my slight aversion to the sun with this carnivore diet. I'm not sure. I haven't made any hardcore plans to stay on it. I'll give it 6 months like I gave sobriety, before I see any, before I get back to what I like or dislike about it. So far, there's pros and cons, but I'm hoping that sun thing. And guess what, Wick? Once that sun thing is alleviated, if and when, I'll love to come down to Pensacola, sit in the sun all day, and not get burnt to a crisp. Straight to jail, yeah. C90 FT dubs, Wasaga Tropics. Trudeau sold his soul to Schwab. Yes, I had a thing to, in the end of my videos, I always have like some sort of weird quote or something. Today I was going to go, what does Angela Merkel and Bill Gates have in common? And then it would be the Jeopardy. The Gen Pop doesn't care about this. They were the first two young graduates in the WAF's Young Psychopath School. They graduated in 1992. Salt of Ira meat, PM Phantom verse. I will be self-conscious of my breath. Yeah, well, this is where it kind of gets weird. Is that some of the people that I've had the very strong breath, and we're talking like at the squash club, right? Just in the middle of the day or in the morning, so there hasn't been a lot of food in the system. I know that a lot of these guys were anti everything, if you know what I mean. And so I'm wondering, do the people that didn't go to the Jabathon, am I smelling their breath? And is that what maybe clean breath smells like? I don't know. It's been weird. And when I'm at the Jimmy and I smell it, I mean, it's in a crowd, so it could be anybody. But then I think maybe it's just garlic. Maybe it's just garlic breath. And then my real horror is, geez, I used to eat garlic so much. I haven't had garlic, I don't know, months. But I used to love garlic. I put garlic on everything. I'm like, is this what I smelled like when I went out? And I didn't know. And I walked in, hi, how are you? All day long, even bartending. I remember there was this girl I bartended with. She was like the token pretty model that just sat there and did, 25% of the volume, but just sat pretty and had like a big line of simps behind her or in front of her. And sometimes she would come after a dinner, and I'd just be like, "Oh my God, man, your breath smells crazy like garlic." And she'd be mortified, right? How dare anyone say anything except for that she's a princess. She was a nice girl, though. Don't get me wrong. She was one of the rare pretty girls I've seen in the industry that was really funny, really funny. And I find that rare in that industry. But in that industry, you're also kind of swimming in a shallow end of, I don't know, personalities so much. Max Power. Garlic breath smell can be a result of periodontal disease. Periodontal disease. Is that some sort of thing going wrong with the mouth? Not sure. I've never heard of that. If you want to elaborate, I'll keep an eye on. Wick, babe, what are we eating tonight? Garlic in it? Well, that's the safe thing. I mean, if you have a couple, if you are a couple, the best thing to do is both eat garlic. It neutralizes it, and you're out of the fire's den or the frying pan, whatever it is. So we said it would probably go down to 60.8. This support line of the ding dong, and I would say so far it's been nothing but red. We've seen 3 red days. So it's not that it hasn't been doing anything. It's just going down slowly. Infection in your mouth, gum disease. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I have a feeling it's more. Yeah, it's hard to say because sometimes it just like slaps me in the face and I can't. It's almost like a weird smoke screen. I can't even get over it. 3 down days in a row. That's quite big for the ding dong. I mean, you would think that we'd be in for maybe a little bit of a pump today, but what would a little bit of a pump today, if you've noticed? Look at this. This is just lower highs. And what is this? Lower lows. So the real interesting aspect would be if we put in let's say we just had another capitulation event and we had a sell-off under 60 back into the 50s. The next really lower low would be down here at about, 56K. I mean, that's what the lower lows would say. Doesn't mean we're going to, but if we break through resistance here at 60.8, we'll likely come and maybe put in a little bounce at our channel of dissensions. Support. And then eventually, pump back up. But as you can see, we need to make a higher high to break out of this. I would think that a nice little breakout point would be around this 38.2% Fibonacci. Where is that? It's about 65, 66. Oh, yeah. So it's back on the 4-hour tip. Wick, market gets boring when it ranges, so we find other ways of keeping engaged. Love talking. I can't see the stupid heart. The stupid heart's in the way. You see that? Oh, I forgot to do that. Yeah. Make sure when you go back to this, you turn this screen off. That heart is always in the way. Love talking sun and garlic and sick days for kids and such. Yeah, well, you got to do something. Sometimes I'm conflicted with doing these live streams without a production video because I do feel it's just not the same without a production video. But however, when there's nothing happening, there's nothing to talk about. And I don't want to, do less for more, so to speak. Make a video about nothing because nothing's going on. I did that in the bear market. That bear market, I tell you, when it came to making videos, I had to dig deep to get some content because really, we sat at that 17 to 22K area for months, and we never really had any signs of life. The market was done. People had capitulated. People had vacated the Bitcoin YouTube sphere. I feel like they haven't come back yet either. So it'll be interesting to see if we were talking on Monday how one of the reasons people are so afraid at these highs is that, let's take a look at the high so we all know what we're talking about. Let's go to the weekly. The Wookie. One of the reasons we're so afraid is that we're tempted to think that maybe that was it. Diminishing returns, etc., maybe have come into play, and that could have been it for the bull run. We got out of the gates a little fast, and so we need to see us put in a higher high than this so we rejuvenate the concept of the actual full bull run. Right now, it's easy to think that we've, maybe hit our blow off top up here when, complete wick down, made another attempt, no steam, and then it's just been quite a decline since then. But again, we forget. The thing is, with the why there's so much fear here is because we don't want it to be over, right? It's too soon to be over. But then again, I think we've forgotten how long these bull runs actually are and how many things are on our side for the next 12 months. We still have, it's an election year. A lot of wacky things are going to happen in this election year because this is when those psychopaths actually kind of care 1% about what you think. It's 1%. To me, in the illusion of democracy, your one real voting power is with what you buy. So be very wary of what you put your money into because you are voting for it to exist. Now, some might say you can vote against your tyrannical government by not putting your money where your mouth is, but that's another story, and that's not for everyone. I think the true last rebellion ends in not funding the government. If I'm not going to say any more about that because we don't want any more shadow banning on this little engine this little YouTube channel with 10K. Why? Hey, Derek. Hey, I didn't say it. Derek. I didn't say it. Curtis Neal, you nailed it, Matty B. That's how I've been trying to think about things. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking about this bull run until we're back up there in that 73-ish. Why do I keep going back here? Until we're back up here in the 73K-ish. I don't see any real excitement or sentiment coming up because people are they're like looking at it with, just like, are we still heavenly? And so things could get dicey if we don't get up there. But here's the thing. This is why I like to remind everyone how the market works. The market is trying to scare you, trying to fudge you out, and trying to bore you into capitulation. This is what it does, because when the market takes off, it wants to take as few gen pops with it. Now, you vote with your money. That's right, Curtis Neal. Now, the joke's on the market, because I think everybody here in this boutique community have been HODLing long enough that we're just in it. I mean, it can do whatever. Yeah, we'd like to see some ups and downs faster than normal, a little more excitement, but nothing's going to really shake you out. So they can do whatever they want. In fact, I mean, the lower it gets, the more of us buy more, which is when in history Have you ever been involved with something that you actually don't mind it going down so you can get some more? This is the true flip-flop of a hardcore investor. When you see the price go down, you get excited for the opportunity. Most people, if they're feeling scared when the price goes down, they just don't have enough experience in the market. They don't have enough time in the market, or maybe they're too over allocated and they can't bear to see the percentage go down, which is all it is a percentage of unrealized losses. And probably most people are in gains right now. I mean, there could have been some people, I don't think in this channel, that have come in recently and, maybe bought the top, but the top is just a momentary top anyway. Had you bought the top at 69K in 2021 or whatever it was, you would have sat in the weeds for 3 years, and then you would have been up, and you would have been back in the weeds again. But that's okay. Misko, did you say something about the taking your property? Yeah, taking your real estate. Most people don't realize that they only own the real estate. They don't own the land. I think there's a few people that own land, but it's getting harder. I know in Canada you can only lease crown land, so it is a dying breed, so to speak. Amy lives crypto. 14K in December 17th felt brutal. Misko, they either take your money or property. Yeah, that's why I keep on going back. There was another video that Parallel Systems put out yesterday about the DTCC. I always come back to it because I really feel like that's the black swan. And even though you can't, a black swan isn't a black swan if you're saying it's a black swan, but I feel like the black swan is the DTCC when they come and take everyone's legacy TARDFI stocks as collateral. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I did the audiobook on my channel. Go and watch that, listen to it in the car or whatever. It'll keep you up to date. Basically, in a nutshell, the concept of you will own nothing and you'll be happy has already taken place. You only have what's called the beneficiaries. What's it called? Beneficial something to your stocks, which means while they're in limbo, you don't own them, at your broker or whatever, you can buy, sell, take the appreciation, pay capital gains on it, et cetera, but it's really not yours, and it's really not even theirs. It's the DTCC's, the clearing corporation. And when the SHIT hits the fan, they will take that as collateral to the big banks. Guess who? Yeah, if you said JP Morgan, he's one of them. Guarantors on the derivatives market that will collapse. So that's what it'll have. Instead of they collapsing into oblivion, they will take everyone's stocks, everyone's house, everyone's real estate, everyone's mortgage. Those are all part of the things you never did own, and they'll take it. I know it sounds crazy, but there's a listen to it. It's a little bit of a tough listen because there's a lot of acronyms, but it's the best way to provide yourself a little bit of education as to what may or may not happen. But listen, the fact that you're in crypto, and more importantly Bitcoin, means you're one layer protected from what may or may not happen. Doug Yoder, have you heard the empires don't fall but become banks theory? Is the U.S. becoming the bank of digital currency? Yeah, I haven't heard that, but it would make sense. However, I think when we're coming to the end of there's a crucial 50-year lifespan, some 100 to all fiat currencies. We are coming to the end, so there will be some sort of transition. Now, maybe it takes 20, 25 years, 30 years, but I have a feeling that because there's so much insanity, the normal person, you and I, are like, this seems crazy. Like, are they completely insane and evil, or are they just completely stupid? And I've come from the school of thought that this is a planned demolition, and there are no coincidences. And the people that you think are dumb probably are dumb, but they're just doing their job in the compartmentality, because it's so compartmentalized. I thought I could get it out there. They don't even know they don't even know. So they're just doing a job. They're told, hey, talk about this. Hey, put this bill in. Now we're going to push this bill. They just do it because they get their padded salaries. And they don't really care. So they're just the epitome of useless eaters, or useless idiots, or useful idiots. Ironically, they are the biggest useful idiots because they're just doing the biddings of the actual psychopaths, which are small little cults that have always controlled the world. Small little cults. Now we're getting deep on a Wednesday morning. Usually Duke comes in and stops me from getting too crazy. But yeah, the small little cults are using all these useful idiots to do their bidding, and then they'll fall on their swords, but nothing will really happen because they're already at the age where, they're probably got a decade left on Earth, depending on how much adrenochrome they've had or will have, right? So they're coming to an end. Randy Duke's upstairs sleeping off a little bit of a flu. He had a relapse, and we were going to take him to the walk-in, but he seems to be okay. He'll be doing, I think today, he seems to be milking it a bit. Here's the funny thing. When I see someone sick, I'm like, you're not sick. But when I'm sick, I'm dying. Right? It goes that far. Someone I know is sick, you're not sick. I'm a little bit sick, I'm obviously dying. That's how far my range of sympathy goes. But I have a good feeling that he'll be up and at 'em tomorrow for Thursdays. Live video. I put that video at the beginning because I just saw it before I came in. I'm like, there's a couple interesting things about it. One, it's not really like a financial instigation video, like, hey, you got to invest in Bitcoin. It's more like it kind of is showing people, the Gen Pop, at how screwed up everything is. And I've never really seen a video that was educating people on how screwed up the system is. That's the first for me. So I feel like that is one of the, pivots when it comes to, it's all propaganda in a weird way, but I like the angle on it. It's not like, oh, you got to buy IBIT. Have you bought IBIT? Have you bought your ETF? It's not that. It's basically saying how Bitcoin solves everything. Because at the end of the day, I do feel Bitcoin has the ability to solve everything. That's why I find it so amazing that there's these people that are against it. These dinosaurs that are against it, and don't get me wrong, they're only against it because their paycheck depends on being against it. However, them being a public servant, we know they're public servant. The irony is that Bitcoin has the ability to save everyone from what they think they're trying to save people from. They think they're doing, the Lord's work, whatever, when they're really just doing the biddings of the psychos. But Bitcoin can come along and solve all these problems if they just get the hell out of its way. And I think what'll happen is the way Bitcoin changes these dinosaurs is they start getting exposure on the downside. They start taking a little here, so they start hedging. Well, maybe I'll just get a little bit of Bitcoin. And then the orange pill starts to permeate their intellect, and they just start thinking, well, wait a second, maybe there's something to this Bitcoin. And slowly but surely, that's what happens. Curtis Neal, my past employment basically brainwashed me to never think I was too sick to work. Then COVID, can't even have a sniffle. Yeah, right. It's funny how many people asked if Duke had COVID. I'm like, I don't even care if he has COVID. The fact that these people have asked if he's had COVID is a representation of how deep the brainwashing still is. Like it's a thing to even give a shit about. It never was, it never is. But people are still thinking, oh, maybe it's COVID. Like, what in the hell is that even? Anyway, my friends, thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday. Let's see if we can get some action today. We've just lost 62. Maybe there's the little calm before the bounce up as markets open. Oh, they already open. So let's hopefully there's something that pumps the market. If not, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for everything. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Make sure you like and subscribe.